Hello, Westchester. This is Ryan, and you are listening to the introductory installment of a podcast I'm calling Westchester Informed. I won't assume that everybody knows what a podcast is, but essentially it is a digital broadcast that is put out over the internet that you can either download or listen to via a number of different channels. They are put out usually every week, bi-weekly, or monthly, so we'll hopefully find our groove in how often we put these out. And you can find them, on Facebook as a download or places like iTunes or maybe even YouTube. So I'm going to hopefully try to create a bunch of different avenues. So if you're working out on the train or in the car, you can catch up on what's going on in Westchester. So as podcasts go, they're usually between 30 minutes and 2 hours, but I will keep this one very short. I just wanted to provide an introduction to who I am, what we're going to be doing on this podcast or what the intent behind it is. And then provide a way for you guys to interact as well, because I'm trying to set up a way that we can hear from you, because that's what this is for. So just, I guess, a little bit of it's not about me, but I guess a little bit of background or an understanding of who I am. My name's Ryan. You can find me on Facebook as Ryan Joseph, but I have lived in Westchester since 2009 with my wife. We now have 2 kids. And we moved to a starter home, a little 2-bedroom house over by St. Joe's School back in 2009. And I got to know Westchester very well. I do business here. I have my real estate license and I do home rehab. So I started to buy and rehab and sell homes here in Westchester. And as I did that, I realized that there was a lot of processes in regard to permitting and different things in order to do business here or to do that kind of thing here. But I also noticed that there was a lot that I wanted to know about and understand. I find myself to be curious, but certainly not ignorant or lazy, but I just didn't have the time to delve into a lot of the village meetings or some of the other information. And I was at the time staying away from a lot of social media. So as we grew our family and moved into a bigger house, a 3-bedroom house in the same area in 2014, it was funny to us now because we were looking for homes in places around Westchester like Downers Grove or Westmont, and we realized that it just seemed so far away. Her family, immediate and extended, had lived here and in and around the area of Westchester, so we just wanted to stay here. And so we did that, and we were glad we did. And so in 2018, I got back onto social media via Facebook to grow my network a little bit more and to just sort of be involved in the conversation that was going on social media again. The intent behind this was, why not put out a podcast where we can both give the residents a way to get information and ask questions, but also give these village folks a voice as well, so that we can together cooperatively wash out a lot of these topics like marijuana dispensaries, home rule, all the way down to the postcard you got in the mail about, water safety, the TIF district. These are the things that I think a lot of people they want to know more about, they're curious about, they want to stay up and informed on. And then, of course, coming up in April, we have referendums that are important, home rule being one of them, that I think people would like to hear conversation in a format that they can digest. We're all busy. We all have work situations and different backgrounds and cultures that we would like to be able to have something that I think we can digest in a good format that will provide the tone and inflection and the conversation that at least me, I feel like I long to hear to really understand something. So hopefully I can provide that. I'm going to try to keep it light as well. One of my ideas is just to have a local business on to highlight their business every podcast, to promote local businesses. So we're going to keep it light, we're going to have fun, but we're also going to get into some of these things that we need to know about in order to make this the best village we can. So hopefully that's appealing, and hopefully I can do the homework and provide the work to create the great content we need. That being said, you guys are a part of that, so I want you to be able to communicate with me and with this podcast. So I created an email address at westchesterinformed@gmail.com, westchesterinformed, INFORMED, @gmail.com. So you can email that anytime if you have questions, concerns, connections you want to put me in touch with, guests you think that we should have on, anything regarding this podcast and the village. You can certainly email that address. So I look forward to provide you guys with some great content. Thanks for listening.